Hello once again, I'm Don Jackson with a little soul music to accompany the heartbeat of the internet. Judy Garland once remarked, "For it was not into my ear you whispered, but into my heart. It was not my lips you kissed, but my soul." Have you ever heard the tale about the rich merchant and his 4 wives? He loved the 4th wife the most and adorned her with rich robes and treated her to delicacies. He took great care of her and gave her nothing but the best. He also loved the 3rd wife. He was very proud of her and always wanted to show her off to his friends. However, the merchant was always in great fear that she might run away with some other men. He too loved his 2nd wife. She is a very considerate person, always patient, and in fact is the merchant's confidant. Whenever the merchant faced some problems, he always turned to his 2nd wife, and she would always help him out and tide him through difficult times. Now, the merchant's 1st wife is a very loyal partner and has made great contributions in maintaining his wealth and business, as well as taking care of the household. However, the merchant did not love his 1st wife, and although she loved him deeply, he hardly took notice of her. One day, the merchant fell ill. Before long, he knew that he was going to die. He thought of his luxurious life and told himself, "Now, I have 4 wives with me, but when I die, I'll be alone. How lonely I'll be." Thus he asked his 4th wife, "I loved you most, endowed you with the finest clothing, and showered great care over you. Now that I'm dying, will you follow me and keep me company?" "No way," replied the 4th wife, and she walked away without another word. The answer cut like a sharp knife right into the merchant's heart. The sad merchant then asked his 3rd wife, "I have loved you so much for all my life. Now that I'm dying, will you follow me and keep me company?" "No," replied the 3rd wife. "Life is good over here. I'm going to remarry when you die." The merchant's heart sank and turned cold. He then asked his 2nd wife, "I always turn to you for help, and you've always helped me out. Now I need your help again. When I die, will you follow me and keep me company?" "I'm sorry, I can't help you out this time," replied the 2nd wife. "At the very most, I can only send you to your grave." The answer came like a bolt of thunder, and the merchant was devastated. Then a voice called out, "I'll leave with you. I'll follow you no matter where you go." The merchant looked up, and there was his 1st wife. She was so skinny, almost like she suffered from malnutrition. Greatly grieved, the merchant said, "I should have taken better care of you while I could have." Now, this is a fable that has quite the twist for the ending, as you'll see shortly with the heartbeat of the internet. A rich merchant with 4 wives has just discovered that he is about to die. He has asked all 4 wives if they would follow him to the grave in order that he won't be lonely in the next life. Only one of the 4, the 1st wife, has said she would follow him to the ends of the earth and beyond. As we continue with this writing from an unknown author, we realize that we all, you and I, and every other human being on this earth, have 4 wives, or in the case of women, 4 husbands, all with the same qualities. And I quote, "The 4th wife is our body. No matter how much time and effort we lavish in making it look good, it'll leave us when we die. Our 3rd wife, our possessions, status, and wealth, when we die, they all go to others. The 2nd wife is our family and friends. No matter how close they had been there for us when we're alive, they can only stay by us up to the grave. The first wife is in fact our soul, often neglected in our pursuit of material wealth and sensual pleasure. Guess what? It is actually the only thing that follows us wherever we go. Perhaps it's a good idea to cultivate and strengthen it now, rather than to wait until we're on our deathbed to lament. Those who believe in reincarnation or multiple lifetimes believe that we keep coming back until we learn the lessons we need to master in order to move on to the next level of existence. The same is done on the next level, and so on. Eventually, we will attain something akin to perfection, but it may take many lifetimes to get there. Now, I don't know if I completely subscribe to the idea of reincarnation, but I like to keep my options open. That said, I think there is merit in the new and old soul theory. Some of us appear to be old souls. If you think you're one, then there is so much that seems familiar to you in this lifetime. Maybe that's where déjà vu comes into play. There appears to be a wisdom beyond your years. It's been said that you can see an old soul in the eyes of one who is. A young soul, or someone who is taking their first trip in this lifetime, seems to be full of wonder and takes delight in the simplest of life's pleasures. If someone you love has recently passed on, you may still be grieving. But the truth of the matter very well might be the fact that they learned the lesson this lifetime needed to teach them, and they're on to their next big adventure. A traditional Vedic meditation is called the roots of our tears. Let your soul lend its ear to every cry of pain, as a lotus bares its heart to drink the morning sun. Let not the fierce sun dry one tear of pain before you yourself have wiped it from the sufferer's eye. But let each burning human tear fall on your heart, and there remain, nor ever brush it off until the pain that caused it is removed. A Jewish proverb states, "What soap is for the body, tears are for the soul." She had pagan eyes full of nocturnal mysteries, and their light, as it came and went and came again, was partially hampered by their oppressive lids and lashes. Assuming that the souls of men and women were visible essences, you could fancy the color of Eustatia's soul to be flame-like. The sparks from it that rose into her dark pupils gave the same impression. Her presence brought memories of such things as bourbon, roses, rubies, and tropical midnights. Her moods recalled lotus eaters and the March in Italy. Her motions, the ebb and flow of the sea. Her voice, the viola. Thomas Hardy once again in The Return of the Native. It's been said that eyes are the true mirrors of the soul. That certainly was the case for one Eustacia Vi. Marie Wells Clapp wrote, "Our every sense is conscious of beauty in the graceful column, the sound of a tuneful violin, the touch of a soft linen, the odor of choice perfume, the flavor of good food. All show beauty to the sensitive soul." Khalil Gibran in The Prophet wrote, "And a man said, 'Speak to us of self-knowledge.' And he answered, saying, 'Your hearts know in silence the secrets of the days and the nights. But your ears thirst for the sounds of your heart's knowledge. You would know in words that which you have always known in thought. You would touch with your fingers the naked body of your dreams. And it is well you should. The hidden wellspring of your soul must needs rise and run murmuring to the sea, and the treasure of your infinite depths would be revealed to your eyes. But let there be no scales to weigh your unknown treasure, and seek not the depths of your knowledge with staff or sounding line, for self is a sea boundless and measureless. Marcus Aurelius counseled, "Your mind will be like its habitual thoughts, for the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Marcia Norman put it in a much simpler way. Dreams are illustrations from the book your soul is writing about you. So what do you think of that? If your soul was writing a book about you, what would you hope it would include? And what would you like to be edited out? I'm Don Jackson with the soul that vibrates with the heartbeat of the internet. Robert Collier wrote, "God hides some ideal in every human soul. At some time in our life, we feel a trembling, fearful longing to do some good. Life finds its noblest spring of excellence in this hidden impulse to do our best." Confucius said, "Every piece of marble has a statue in it, waiting to be released by a man of sufficient skill to chip away the unnecessary parts. Just as the sculptor is to marble, so is education to the soul. It releases it, for only educated men are free men." You cannot create a statue by smashing the marble with a hammer, and you cannot by force of arms release the spirit or the soul of man. Toyohiko Kagawa said, "As the sculptor devotes himself to wood and stone, I would devote myself to my soul." And that in itself sounds like an honorable goal for any one of us. It is our constant companion, and yet how many of us really know its dimensions? That may also be the right frame of mind needed to search for the one who would complete you. Brian Stalker from How to Attract Your Soulmate wrote, "If you want to find your soulmate who you can bond with at a soul level, they will be attracted to you based on who you are. This means be yourself." And this thought from Emily Bronte, "Whatever souls are made of, his and mine are the same." Do you believe in soulmates? The first feelings of euphoria associated with love give us a sense that our souls or spirits have been lightened somehow. Longfellow believed, "There is nothing holier to this life of ours than the first consciousness of love, the first fluttering of its silken wings, the first rising sound and breath of that wind which is so soon to sweep through the soul." Joseph Addison added, "Love is a second life. It grows into the soul, warms every vein, and beats in every pulse." Our experiences with love arouse the souls inside of each and every one of us. Some of our loves are good for the soul, while others may darken it. We strive for the former rather than the latter. Leonardo da Vinci wrote, "The greater the man's soul, the deeper he loves." It was a bowl of roses. There, in the light they lay, languishing, glorifying, glowing their life away. And the soul of them rose like a presence into me, crept and grew, and filled me with something, someone. Was it you? A Bowl of Roses by William Ernest Henley. Thomas Moore with the truth that all of us have experienced at one time or another. You may break, you may shatter the vase if you will, but the scent of the roses will hang round it still. That may be the closest thing to a soul that the rose can aspire to. Its fragrance. And maybe that's the way we should approach our soul, as an invisible fragrance that only another soul can sense. Lucy Maud Montgomery ends this webcast with the possibility of one more soul in the natural world around us. She said, "I believe flowers have souls. I've known roses that I expect to meet in heaven." I'm Don Jackson. Have a great day and a good night filled with many sweet dreams.